Well, hey, welcome. I'm back. Today, I thought it'd be fun to have a little bit of a story time. And so I thought I would talk about Yaoi and my descent into Yaoi. I want you to first guess how many manga am I currently reading or keeping up with right now? How many manga? Keep a guess, take a guess. The answer is 84. 84 of them. Now I'm going to ask you a really simple question. What percentage of those are yaoi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 75% of it. Or 63. let me check my stats again. 63 out of the 83 manga/manhwa that I'm reading are yaoi. Now that doesn't count the completed, which has been basically, I would say 95% of the completed stuff is. That adds another 95 to the mix. So in all, so far, I am currently reading and or have finished 158 yaoi, and this doesn't count the ones that I didn't record that were one shots or like one volumers, and I just didn't give two shits to record it. That adds about another 20 or 30 probably. And all of this came in 2 years. 2 years it took me to basically amass probably almost 200 yaoi, shonen ai, bara, manhwa, manga that I've read. From very short one volume, 7 chapter shit to long fucking 100 chapters of manhwa with good old fucking and colored fucking, alright? Yeah, I've seen black and white and I've seen colored. I've seen censored, I've seen uncensored. I've seen furries. I've seen everything. I am the Yaoi King for that reason. but the question is, and I've wondered to myself, how the fuck did I get into this hole where 75% of whatever the fuck I'm reading is yaoi at one time, 95% of everything that I've completed is yaoi? What got me started on this path? Let's wind back a bit to fall of 2018. That's when I really started getting to anime, right? Before, the first anime I ever watched was One Punch Man, and that was the summer of, I think, 2016, if I'm correct. So just a couple of months after One Punch Man had come out, if I'm correct, right? And then after that, I watched, what was it, Sword Art Online as like my second ever anime. And so, I was a virgin to anime, as you can imagine. Not the fucking jaded, cynical otaku that I am now, all right, which can smell a fucking plot line and plot twist from a mile fucking away. I already know what's going to happen before you even know it. That's how much I know. All right. At this point, I didn't even know the concept of yaoi yet. You know, as the young senior in high school, I had too much time on my hands, and I just started watching so much anime. Fast forward a bit into summer of 2019, one of the biggest, I think, yaois to get an adaptation ever came out. Summer of 2019, Given. My boy Ueno Nemakon, my boy Mafiu, my boy Akito-san, and then the whoever the fuck that long haired guy is. We met these four characters for the first time. And this is my introduction to yaoi, because I did not know anything about yaoi before that point. I may have watched Free. I don't remember when I watched Free. I think I watched Free a little bit before that, but I didn't know anything about yaoi. And Given was just the perfect yaoi to get into it. Do not be fucking tricked. Given is a yaoi, not a shonen ai. It got sex in there. I can tell you that. I read the manga, and the movie that came out, the new Given movie, there was some shit in there. Almost forced shit, because Akito-san can be a bitch sometimes. Besides the point, I'm not going to show you any of that because I'm going to get demonetized. I don't want to get copyright strike for having too much sexual content. You have that. that was the impetus for my descent into yaoi, as you'll like to call it. And based upon my list that I'm reading here, because I have a like a little Samsung Note list for what I've read and what I am reading. The first stuff that I read will show up on the top, while the later stuff comes at the bottom. And one of the first ones that I finished, that was a yaoi, the very first yaoi that I finished. This is gonna be really bad. Was Killing Stalking, and we all know what that's about, right? I mean, I don't want to show you anything because I mean, I don't think there's any need to. Killing Stalking is a horror yaoi about a serial killer and a stalker, and that was one of the first fucking manhwa that I ever read in my life. One of the first manhwa that I read, legitimately. By that time I was in webtoons, but I hadn't really gone into just pure manhwa. This was the first manhwa that was outside of webtoons that I read, and it was one of the first yaoi I ever completed, and it was a horror one that is infamous among yaoi community members, and is a whole big thing for little 15-year-olds to get fucking excited over because they love that the killer and the stalker are fucking each other, even though this shit's fucked. But it was such a good read. It got me hooked, and I was like, damn, yaoi can be very horrifying. But I don't really like the horror part of it. I could, I want better stories. So then I started seeking out different stories, and I started to learn about all this different stuff, and I'm not gonna kid you not. I think the next thing after Killing Stalking was I went straight into Omegaverse without even knowing what was Omegaverse. And if anyone here knows what Omegaverse is, just imagine terrible wolf biology, and they put the wolf biology into a fucking universe where you now got scent marking, you got alpha, beta, and omegas on top of male and females, and alphas control the omegas, and they got pheromones, and they control, and the omegas go into heats, and alphas go into ruts. Whatever the fuck it is, don't worry about it, alright? Alright, that's my timeline so far. We went from Given, great 12-episode show, to straight into Killing Stalking, just pure degeneracy there, and then we went even further down from Killing Stalking all the way to fucking Omegaverse. By this point, it was all over for me, alright? Sexuality be damned, alright? We're going straight hard, right into yaoi, okay? God damn it. And so, questioning my sexuality aside, now we start reading into all sorts of random shit. I love the yaoi, but I love Shonen Ai just as much, and that's where I got one of my favorite ones, which I think deepened my love for yaoi, right? So after this timeline of pure degeneracy, I was able to wallow myself out of it, just scrub the fucking filth out, and I was able to see the light, or just see the better light of yaoi in I Hear a Sunspot. And I think this is number 2. Right, number like 4 or 5, a very big moment in my yaoi career. Because at this point I was like, wow, this is kind of weird, and Omegaverse is kind of weird, and I don't know why I got into this. And I was thinking about going out at this point. I was like, maybe it's a little too weird for me. But then I Hear Sunspot came around. Shonen Ai, pure goodness, pure beauty. Everyone loves I Hear Sunspot, or Hidamari ga Kikoeru. One of the best Shonen Ai I've ever read, and still is probably one of the best Shonen Ai you will ever read, right? And if you want to get into gay relation and gay stuff, and you're just a little bit afraid of straight up yaoi fucking and people fucking all the time and all the fucking forced shit that happens in yaoi, I Hear Sunspot was what really was like, you know what? I'm sold on the concept of yaoi. I'm really into it, and from there it went. A lot of just Shonen Ai, yaoi. A little bit of bar here, a little bit of bar there, really late, maybe a couple months ago. But, 2019 was just me getting really into yaoi. 2020, even more yaoi. And with the whole, the whole corona thing going on, bam! So much yaoi, so much time. I've just been reading so much that I basically went through all the good yaoi that there is to capture. And what I've learned is I have certain ones that I actually enjoy reading more than others. That's when you know you're at the peak of degeneracy, when you can say, I like the seke tag, which is a tag or reversible couple. That's what seke means, reversible couple. You can think of it as either one. Hey, I like that a lot more, all right? That's why Neko X Neko is pretty good for that. If any Fujos or Fudanchis are into switches, because I think switches are pretty hot. Read Neko X Neko, it's pretty good. They actually switch multiple times throughout the volume and throughout the manga, and if you want some good switch action, just read Neko X Neko. Let's continue on from that tangent. You know, you get all sorts of great stuff. I know what I like. I don't know what you like, but I've basically have been ingrained in the culture of yaoi, where I kid you not, anime now with two guys, bam, the ships are already fucking happening. You know, I don't do it with My Hero Academia. I find those people to be god awful. Fuck them. Go fuck themselves. You know, but some other stuff from the sports anime, there's some shipping going on. However, and this is the good thing, is I have not read any doujinshis yet. We say X to doujinshis, no to doujinshis. No, get the fuck out of here, doujinshis. And and we haven't watched any hentai with yaoi yet. Thank fucking God, I have not gone to yaoi or any hentai. So that's where we're at in terms of my yaoi adventures, and it's been a fucking insane 2 years. 2021 now. I thought I would tell you my story. So all you Fudanchis out there, the fucking diamonds in the rough, or all those Fujos that are too scared, rise up. Fujos and Fudanchis, fucking rise up. Rise up and tell me the yaoi that you've read or watched. And suggest me any yaoi, because I've probably either read it, watched it, looked at it, or know a lot about it. And tag me up on the fucking comments. Fucking Yaoi King out.